Ever traveled to a world where all the lines between truth and deception seem to blur, a journey where your partner is your worst enemy? A haunting tale of a cold environment where the calm before the storm. The story begins. In the beginning of the movie, we show a girl named Lee. Seeing her condition, it is clear that she has escaped from the clutches of a kidnapper. Wherever she goes, she looks at her surroundings well, like how many steps she turned left, how many steps she turned right, or how far she heard the sound of water, so that she can tell the police about the place where she was kidnapped. Then, a police officer named Fong comes there and takes care of Lee and tells her that there is no need to worry now, we have come to save you. The next day, Fong and the rest of the police go to the house of a man named Jack because the way that Lee told them to go, the police found Jack's house. Not only this, but the bones of 5 girls were also found in the garden of that house. In another story like this police officer goes to the house of a suspected priest, where he is drunk. So the officer starts looking around the house, and while searching, he finds a rotting corpse of a man in the basement, whom he kept as a prisoner for a long time, was brutally beaten and tied and starved for a long time. To watch this video, click the link attached with the I button at the end screen. Back to the story. Now it was not difficult to prove to the police that Jack has committed this murder, and he has also kidnapped Lee. But Jack takes his daughter in his arms and just says, "Look, I am being trapped. I have not killed anyone." Now he is trying to scare the police off with a knife, but with this, Fong immediately removes his daughter from Jack, and an officer named Ryan shoots Jack and kills him. After his death, the police closed the Butcher case because the Butcher case was the murder of those 5 girls and the kidnapping of Lee. Now we see the scene of the Devil Cop case after 4 years, where a masked man points a gun at the mouth of an ex-police officer named Philip. And as soon as 2 police officers come there patrolling, the masked man shoots Philip along with those 2 police officers and kills them. And while putting his gun in the hands of Philip, he also puts on his shoe, which in a hurry came out of Philip's feet. Now this masked man is doing these things so that the police feel that Philip has shot them both. And in return, when they both shot, Philip was killed, and both were also killed. This is the plan of this masked man. Now after a while the police come there, including Ryan. As soon as he sees the gun in the hands of Philip, he understands that the police must have killed him while patrolling, because there was already an arrest warrant against Philip because he had stolen at one place. And when the police tried to stop him, he shot a policeman and killed him. Now noting all these things, the police say about this case in the media that Philip killed both the police officers, and the police shot him in return, so Philip died. Now as soon as the police are about to close the Devil Cop case, a detective named Stewart comes there, who puts a gun on the officer and tells everyone that Philip did not kill those 2 police officers. There was a 4th person present there who killed them. But no one believes Stewart because everyone believes that Stewart is a madman. Because since his wife has killed herself, his mental balance has deteriorated. But even then, Stewart tries to convince everyone that there was a 4th person there. He also says that Jack was also trapped with Philip. And I suspect Ryan because he was the in charge of both these cases. Then Ryan shoots Stewart in his shoulder, and he gets injured. All these things are seen by Stewart's daughter Christine. It is very sad to see her that people think her father is mad. Now the movie goes 17 years ahead, where the people of a gang have tied up 3 men in chains, after which they sprinkle petrol on all 3 of them and hand them over to the police. The next morning, the police reach the scene. After investigating, it is found that 3 people were burned here. All 3 of them were the brothers of a businessman. A few years ago, someone killed that businessman with his family, and after his death, his business was distributed to all 3 of them. Now the police suspect that the 3 brothers who killed the businessman and his family, but when there was no evidence, they were not caught. But today, some unknown people have killed them. Then Ryan sees the word "chosen sleuth" written on the ground, because all those gang members considered themselves chosen sleuth. Actually, sleuth is said to be people who keep a strict eye on a case and collect evidence against him by following the criminal. In addition, the police also get the number of the next case, in which 21 girls were kidnapped, out of which 2 girls were found dead, but the bodies of the 19th girls were not found anywhere. Now all these people guess that the sleuth gang might have gone to kill the serial killer who killed those 21 girls, because he has not yet been caught by the police. On the other hand, the Sturd sits on the road and does his work, because he does not even have a house to live. He stays on the road and spends his life. And all the cases that he has tried to solve, he writes all the information on the wall, so that one day he can reach the real criminal of all of them. Then a man comes there, who tells himself the same serial killer who killed these 21 girls, about which we were talking. Not only that, he killed those girls and threw them in the sewer. Now he says to the steward that you have found a lot of information about my case. That's why you must know me well. I have come here to ask you for help. Actually, friends, let me tell you that this man is dead, and this is his soul in a way, which is not visible to anyone else. Only the steward can see. After his death, his soul did not get peace, so he thought to atone. I will tell everyone with the help of the steward that I killed those girls, and then those who killed me, that is, Sleuth Gang. They have written a number on my body. From that only we will know about the next case. And friends, the steward also had such a power, because of which he could see a dead person. That's why he goes with the killer. trailer, where the killer had killed and thrown those girls. Then the killer also tells that the members of Sleuth Gang have killed me, and may have thrown me to the other side of the sewage. Now the steward goes to a river, from where the sewage water passes. Because of the rain all night, the killer's body must have come here, and it also happens. The steward finds the killer's body there, which was very rotten by staying in the water, but his body is still half of it may have flowed to the other side. That's why the police come there and collect, but they don't believe that the killer told the steward all these things, that his body is here. Then the steward jumps there to convince everyone, so that he can take out half of the killer's body. Now as soon as he goes inside, his body is stuck on the net made inside. Then what? The steward takes it out and brings it. After that, he tells everyone that Sleuth Gang is now going to kill 3 people to hunt their next prey, who had taken their lives to occupy a family's house. I have to go there immediately. Now listening to this, the police also go with him, including Lee, who herself has now become a police officer, and she has also married Fong, who had saved her at that time. Now, after some time, the police arrive at the location mentioned by Steward. Then, the bodies of those 3 people fall on their vehicles, about which Steward had just told. That's why all the police enter the building, because the Sleuth Gang's people will still be present in that building. Then, the firing starts from both sides, and this firing goes on for a long time, in which some gang members are killed and some police officers. But as soon as a member is about to shoot Steward, then a girl from the gang removes his hand. Now, seeing this, both Steward and Lee are surprised. Why did she save Steward? After which the Sleuth Gang's people leave from there. On the way, that girl tells her companion, "Why were you going to kill Steward? He is the real sleuth. If he dies, you will never be able to reach the real criminal. He finds out about the real criminal, and we kill that criminal, and bring justice to the victim's family, which the police can never do, because Steward doesn't trust the police at all, and whatever Steward says about it, he is the real criminal." Now a couple named Baldy and Egwin comes to Steward. They tell Steward that the Sleuth Gang is now behind us, because after killing a person, we made soup out of it and gave it to people. They both are begging Steward to save them. Now, seeing this, Steward is also worried. What to do now? He will not be able to save them alone. The next day, the police raid the place on Stewart's Road, from where they come to know that whoever the Sleuth Gang kills, their assault case is written here by Steward, and whoever he calls a criminal, the same people are being killed. Seeing this, they also start doubting Steward, that whether he is also a member of the Sleuth Gang, and maybe the leader too. On the other side, members of the Sleuth Gang come to Egwin and kill him. At the same time, Steward gets on the bus with Lee, in which Baldy is sitting right now, and the people of the Sleuth Gang are also present in it. Also, Lee has called the police there. That's why they also get on the bus. Now, seeing this, as soon as the people of the Sleuth Gang attack Baldy, the confrontation between the police and the Sleuth Gang starts again. Then Steward again sees the girl who saved him last time, and when he sees her without a mask, then Steward finds out that she is none other than his daughter Christine. And seeing this, Steward was also surprised. After which all the gang members hand over Baldy to the fire and make soup out of it. That is, as you sow, so shall you reap. Here, Ryan and the rest come to the body of Egwin. But then some policemen catch Ryan. And these policemen are actually members of the Sleuth Gang, who were working as informants in the police. These people are none other than Jack's daughter in the butcher case and Philip's son, who died in the Devil Cop case. These people joined the Sleuth Gang so that they could get justice for their father, because even though they were not criminals, the police had considered them criminals. And now they have caught Ryan on the basis of Steward's suspicion, because Ryan was in charge of both the cases. He trapped both their fathers. That's why their next victim is Ryan. And after his death, the Butcher and Devil Cop case will be solved. Here the Sleuth Gang members run away. But on the bus, they take the number of Butcher and Devil Cop case, to tell that Ryan is the next victim. In the next scene, Lee Sr. tells her that after being suspicious of Ryan of the Sleuth Gang, we searched his house, from where we got the IDs and clothes of many girls. These are all the same girls who were kidnapped in the Butcher case. It is clear that it is not Jack but Ryan who is the real Butcher. In addition, Lee, also your ID. And seeing this, she is surprised that the one whom she trusted and considered her senior, he had kidnapped her. Here Steward sees his daughter and asks her, "Why did you make the Sleuth Gang?" To which Christine says, "I can't see the world calling you wrong, when you are always right." Now Steward explains to her that you people have made a big mistake by catching Ryan. He is not the real criminal. I had a doubt on him. I will have to save him somehow. What is going on? Then the Sleuth Gang people hack the police department system, and Ryan's video starts playing on their screen, in which he says, "I am the real criminal of the Butcher case. Because of me, Philip was killed, so I should be punished." Now seeing this, all the people of the police department are surprised. Where is Ryan? And if he has committed a crime, then the law has the right to punish, not the Sleuth Gang. So friends, what do you think? Is Ryan the real criminal or not? Or has he been forced to make a video? Now, seeing this, Lee immediately goes to find Ryan. But Fong stops her and says, "You are going to be the mother of our child. You should go home and rest." That's why he ties the open lace of her shoe, and tells her to go home. But as soon as she sits in the car, Steward comes there and tells her, we have to save Ryan. You can trust me. Ryan is not the real criminal. Then, despite not wanting, Lee trusts Stewart and takes him with her, behind which the police get caught because they already had a doubt on Stewart, and now Lee also ran away with him, which makes them suspicious. Now on the way, Stewart tells Lee, according to me, what happened in the Devil case and Butcher case, I will tell you. Hearing this, Lee starts to believe that maybe Stewart is right. Ryan is not the real criminal. That's why she turns off the car's GPS, so that the police can't trace the car. Then Stewart takes Lee to the same place where she met Fong for the first time, and when he comes there, he sees all the wounds on her given by the kidnapper. This tells him that the kidnapper must have tortured him a lot, and that thing affected his mind badly. That's why he kidnapped the girls and started torturing them. But then he sees Lee's shoe, whose lace was tied by Fong. Now Stewart is surprised. He remembers that the same lace was tied on Philip's shoe, which means it was tied by Fong. And when Lee met Fong for the first time, she was coming from the east, and Fong wrote in the report that she was coming from the west, because of which Stewart starts to doubt that maybe the real criminal is Fong from those two cases. That's why he goes to the east, to the same place from where he ran away according to Lee. Last time when Jack was trapped, at the same place where Lee was trapped, Jack's house was found. That's why he was called the criminal. And this time going to the east, where more than 25 girls were trapped. That means in the Butcher case, 30 girls were killed, which were killed by Fong. And to trap Jack, he hid the bones of 5 girls in Jack's garden. Now Lee gets scared that the one whom she thinks to be her husband turned out to be her kidnapper. Now when Stewart is looking for that place, he sees his cigarette and the marks of his shoe on the ground. Oh, by seeing this, Stewart understands the real plan of Fong, that the more stupid Stewart thought Fong, the more cunning he turned out to be. He tied Lee's shoes on purpose so that Stewart gets suspicious, and he comes here, because of which Fong's accusation will be on Stewart, because the police already have a suspicion on Stewart. Now Stewart also gets scared, but first, he has to save Ryan. Then he sees the marks in the location of Lee's car, which was actually Fong's car, and the latest location is of a port. That's why Stewart and Lee leave from there. That Ryan might be at the port. With the start of the jeep, the police get to know again, where are these people going? That's why they also leave for the port. On the other side of the port, the people of the Sleuth gang get divided into two, because Christine said that her father had only suspected Ryan. It's possible that he might not be the real criminal, but the rest of the people were assuming him to be the real criminal. That's when Stewart and Lee come there, and try to save Ryan. Now seeing this, all the gang members start firing on Stewart and Ryan, but then Stewart somehow saves Ryan, and then he closes himself with Lee and Christine so that he can escape from the gang members, because now all 3 of them were after him. That's when Lee's stomach starts hurting, because it was time for the delivery. That's why Christine tries to deliver Lee. She also tells Stewart that the leader of our Sleuth gang is none other than Fong. She says that Fong made the Sleuth gang. Let's see what happens. The gang members start firing, but Fong starts killing his own gang members, and tells the people of the Sleuth gang that we won't spare anyone today. That's why they also get excited. But a lot of people of the Sleuth gang get killed, and when Fong also starts killing the police and Sleuth gang members wearing Stewart's clothes, then the police suspects that the real criminal of both the cases is Stewart. That's when Lee gives birth to the child, but that's when Fong comes there, who tries to kill Stewart and the rest, but he catches Christine first. Stewart asks him, why did you make the Sleuth gang? To which Fong replies, that I understood all your cases, so I came to know that you are just a few steps away, and my crime is going to be exposed. That's why I made this gang, whose job was to erase the evidence of my crime. Those people would have killed those people who could have brought my crime to the world. That's why I erased all the evidence. Now after today, I am the real sleuth for the world, and you are the real criminal of those 2 cases, who will have to rot in jail for the rest of his life. Saying this, he shoots Christine and kills her. Here Ryan tells the police that I have found out about Fong's mother and her brother's weapon, and there is no one else to kill them, but only Fong, because they both tortured him a lot in his childhood, and he took revenge by killing them. And if I don't tell this to the world, then he instigated the Sleuth gang against me, that I am the real criminal, and they put women's clothes in my house. Then the Sleuth gang killed me and made me record that video, but I am not in these things. Fong is behind them. Now everyone is shocked to hear this. On the other hand, Lee comes to Fong, and after knowing the truth, to save Stewart and her son, she shoots Fong with her own hands, and his game is over. Now after a few days, Stewart, again with full respect in the police department, gets his detective post back, and Stewart is happy to see this. And with this thrill, this movie ends. Has the mystery web of this story captured your imagination? How does it feel when your life partner is your worst enemy? Have you also experienced something similar in your life? Tell us your experience in the comments. If you like the video, please like and subscribe to see more.